Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Newton's Law. I am on PTR 6.2.10 in Phase 2, where they introduced the fourth cube slot and the refactored clones. We will be seeing these two new features in the up and coming Season 22. Near the end of Season 21, I decided to try something different than the standard Gears of Dreadland Hungering Arrow build that everyone seems to love. And after some testing, I came up with the N6G4 build that performed rather well in both increased toughness and damage. I will be testing this in the PTR, and so far it is simply amazing. Let's get into it. For our fourth cube slot, we're using the Mantle of Channeling, the Royal Ring of Grandeur, the Depth Diggers, and the 9 Series Satchel. For our set bonuses, we are using the 4-piece set bonus from the Gears of Dreadland, the 6-piece set bonus from the Natalia set, which increases the damage by 14,000% and decreases damage by 60%, the Natalia Slayer and the Ring, and then we're going to use the Convention of Element and the Flavor of Time, and of course in offhand we're going to use our Dawn because we have the 9 Series Satchel in the cube slot. So you can fit any other best in slot that you have for here. The thing we want to focus on is the AE damage needs to be about 140% plus. I'm at 111 because this is a new character. And then as you can see, my crit hit chance and crit hit damage are almost equal ratio. And then our resist is pretty high. We're doing cold damage from Devouring Arrow, and you obviously using Hungering Arrow. So our gems are actually about 25, level 25 in this run, I believe it is. And then as you can see, we're not using a whole high-powered gems at this time because this is a new character still. We are also going to be using the Enchantress over the Templar because toughness is not an issue. And instead, we're going to use Charm, the increased armor, Disorient, and Focus Mind for increased speed. I think the GR is going to be, or Great Rift is going to be 87. Yep, there it is. And then, like all Gears of Dread and Hungering Arrow, we had to ramp up momentum to 20 stacks. And the idea behind this build is the Rain of Vengeance, Flying Strike, need to be targeted. So basically you're going to target wherever you want the flying strike to hit, and every time the flying strike hits it will freeze everything in place except for a Juggernaut and some of those mobs that cannot be frozen. The takeaway is every time you cast Rain of Vengeance you're going to be utilizing the 6-piece bonus of the Natalia set. That is a 14,000% increase to damage, which means strafe damage, Rain of Vengeance, as well as the Hungering Arrow damage. And you get all the bonuses of the Hungering Arrow damage with your Hunter's Wrap, Depth Diggers, Simplicity's Gem, and Devouring Arrow skill. So that is no different than the Gears of Dreadland build. In addition to that, the 6-piece bonus will help you reduce damage by 60%, as well as the Gears of Dreadland will also reduce damage, I think by 60% as well. With the Wraps of Clarity, the Mantle of Channeling, and both the 4 and the 6-piece set bonuses, this Demon Hunter is a tank. And then you're going to get the bonus effects from, let's say, the Hungering Arrow modifiers, the cold damage, as well as the 14,000% increased damage, and then the Mantle of Channeling. And as you can see, as we go along, we are just totally destroying these things. Dropping Rain of Vengeance every so often in long runs with just mobs and no elites and rares. And when you get up on elite and rare, again, no issues at all. And we're just, as you can see, in a Rift 87, our primary gems are at 25. We are only at 700 Paragon, roughly. And The thing about this build is that, or I should say, the downside about this build is it's not very good for farming any greater rifts lower than 100, especially at this point. We are running an 87. We're not running in too much of a resource issue, but as your Paragon climbs, your bar, as far as greater rift farming, will also climb. So with the Paragon of, let's say, 1500 or higher, you're going to be farming greater rifts at about 110. Let's talk about the skills real quick. We are using Hungering Arrow, Devouring Arrow. We are using Strafe, Drifting Shadow. Of course, I can use the anything in here, but later on I will use Icy Trails to slow down the mobs a little bit more. And Rain of Vengeance, Flying Strike is a must, at least for the time being. I'm going to test some of the other things out. The Vengeance, Dark Heart, and the Phantom Knives, Bladed Armor for extra toughness, as well as the Companion, Boar Companion. And for our passives, we're using Cull of the Weak, Hot Pursuit, Archery. We could use Numbing Traps for extra toughness. We could use Ballistics and Ambush. But again, this build is super tough. And in Season 21, we have proven the performance of this build to be, in my opinion, direct competitor to the Gears of Dreadland Hungering Arrow build. And in this PTR, with the additional 4th cube slot, we are expecting to see some great things from this build, either to be the direct competition or to be the leader in the leaderboards. I will be doing some more tests as the PTR continues on to see how high I can climb, to see if I can do any tweaks. But I'm also going to be testing a new Demon Hunter Thorn build. Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Newton's Law. I appreciate you watching this. Please do not check subscribe, because I will probably not have another video for a while. Bye.